All right, guys, welcome to the call. This is the session focusing on budgeting. Budgeting is the most important part in planning finance. If you are good at budgeting, you will be able to do a lot of investments, a lot of savings, and you will be able to enjoy the life. You will have better control over your psychology, your health, because finance can cause a stress. And if you are very good at budgeting, you will very likely not go through any sufferings. The challenge is to be disciplined with the budgeting. First, you have to design the budget and then follow it. So what we are going to do today is follow a very popular budgeting method, and that is well known, and you may have heard of this. And we will add some twist to that. That's why I call it, we'll add some tadka to it, right? So let's get started. First of all, let's start with the basics. So basics is most important things is needs and wants. You have to understand what is necessity and what is luxury or wants, right? So needs are something that you can't get by without, such as place to live, food to eat. And wants are nice to have, but not always necessary, not absolutely necessary. Entertainment, cruise, and so on. So these are the examples, like we need food, shelter, water, air, basic clothing, safety, freedom. And then movies, shows, entertainment, restaurant food, fashion, clothing, golfing, streaming services, sports car, and so on. Apple Watch, Apple iPhone. Those are wants. I mean, you can live life without wants, but wants give joy, enjoyment, the material pleasure. So most of the time, what happens is imbalance between these two categories causes an issue, because we have this instant gratification thing. And so we need to have control over gratification. So there's an instant gratification where you just get an urge to buy something. You are walking in a mall and you see something good and you just buy it. Whereas delayed gratification is, I'm going to wait. I'm going to buy a small house first, then wait a few years, save for the down payment for a bigger house. That is a delayed gratification. Gratification is a pleasure, that comes out from fulfilling a desire. So you guys need to understand needs and wants. And on top of that, also what things takes a priority in terms of purchasing, right? The instant gratification needs to be defeated. The best way for financial freedom is mostly the test of delayed gratification. Whoever is good at delayed gratification wins this game. All right. So we will fulfill our needs first, then we'll save money, save or invest. And this is what Warren Buffett says. And then we'll buy affordable wants, things that we can afford within the budget. All right. So we're going to use 50-30-20 budgeting rule. All right. So a couple of slides will talk about what is this. And then I have an Excel sheet that will play with it. Right. So budget is nothing but a financial plan for a defined period. It could be budget for a month, budget for a year, budget for a quarter. Right. Usually we define a budget for a month and we follow it consistently with a discipline. Some tweaks are okay, but mostly we stay with the budget. If we keep on changing budget, then you may lose the benefits of saving and all that. Right. So 50% income. This is a take-home income. Money you get after tax will go towards needs. Now 50-30-20 is the standard formula. So they are saying 50% of your income. This could be household income. Goods towards housing needs like rent, mortgage, groceries, food. These are basics. You can't live without this. Transportation, a basic car, insurance, gas, so on. Wants are nice to haves, entertainment, restaurants, vacations, streaming service, Netflix, Roku, a tuxedo, nice clothes and all that, shoes, jewelry. So that's wants. And then 20% goes towards the savings. So this savings could be emergency funds, bank accounts, 401k, 529 HSA. The thing is, this formula is so powerful that it's not only doing for the future good life, the savings part, the yellow portion, it's also giving you joy now, the wants. So it is saying put 30%. So 30% money is for fun. You got to have fun. They're not saying don't have fun. They're saying have a budget for fun, have a budget for needs, and have a budget for future fun or future survival, right? That's what this formula is. So this is a base formula, 50, 30, 20. And so as an example, if you make $5,000 per month, 2,500 goes towards needs, 1,500 for wants, and 1,000 for savings. Simply percentage proportions. All right. So budgeting ensures, this is actually ensuring that you're not spending more than you are making. And you have to stick with this plan. Right? It's highly recommended. All right. So now, so what does it do? Budgeting is today's basic needs, today's fun. Look, it's not saying don't have fun. It's saying you got to have fun. Go watch a movie, go eat food, go on vacations. And also make sure you can do the same thing in future. So good future. Right. So our goal is happy life, fulfilled life, peaceful life throughout. And so let's look at a high level, right? So this is our plan. Budgeting, 50, 30, 20, 50% for needs, 30 for wants. And 20% savings, we're going to break it down into, say, 3 buckets, right? So it's retirement, health, and kids' education. So look at your life now, right? Your lifespan, your core working years and retirement years. So the goal is we're going to do this 50, 30, 20 throughout for all months in the core working years. So you graduated at the age of 22 and you're working till, say, 60. Each month, you have a plan to spend, to have fun, and to save. So you're doing this monthly disciplined approach. And then the yellow bar is basically feed your retirement years, right? So if you don't have yellow, strong yellow, you're from 60 to 80 years, 90 years will have some struggle. So we are doing it right now. So this is at high level. You probably have seen this slide before, but it's good to have this refresher, and then we'll jump into the Excel. So now let's go into the Excel. So what I've done is I've created a calculator for 50, 30, 20 with the flexibility to change it. You guys can see my Excel? Someone unmute and
No, Nimish.
We can't. No, we can't.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
I can.
What about now?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. But you could see the slides before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Someone has written in chat. Let me just quickly check. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. So now let's go through the Excel, and I'll give you this copy of this Excel. So let's say, I've broken down into 3 sections. And let's say your total income, household income, which could be your family's, your wife and yourself together, after tax. Let's say you take home $10,000. Okay. And this Excel was a challenge to me to do that pre-tax 401k and all that. So let's, for the assumption's sake, we'll do the Roth 401k, which is after tax, or 401k. Let's remember, let's not go into that complicated path. But a simple math says, if I have 50% for the needs, then I have 5,000 allocated for the needs. and 30%, 3,000 for the wants. And I've listed out this popular wants. Okay. And then the saving portion is also. Then I have blocked this for a reason because you will get distracted. And I'll open it, this boxes, the blue ones. So 5,000, let's say I'm gonna have $500 groceries, $400 electricity and water bill, gas bill, fuel, car insurance, healthcare costs, copays, right? Over-the-counter medication, HOA, and some other miscellaneous needs that doesn't fall in those categories, any of the above categories. So I have 5,000 and I have 3,300 remaining. So what I've done is these needs are really needed to survive. And what is remaining is going to go towards your mortgage, PITI, including tax and insurance. So this will actually tell you your house affordability, that you can afford to pay $3,300 of PITI every month with the 50-30 formula I have with the $10,000 after tax income. You are 45 years old, and I need this age for the compounding calculation. All right, so now let's go into the wants. So I'm gonna go, I love to eat out, $150 there, movies, clothes, shoes. Now, this 50-30-20 is very popular in mainstream Americans because they also want to live today's life. So based on that proportion, you will be able to do salon, spa, watch movies, buy clothes, eat outside, have a cleaning lady, lawn care guy, and also saving for a future vacation, right? And then having Disney Channel and so on. So I have allocated $3,000 and I have spent $1,000. So 2,000 are still remaining, which I could use it for something else. Maybe over 3 months, I'll have a stronger vacation. I'll have a better vacation going to Hawaii or whatever. I can afford more because 30% is perfect for my future fund also. And then the savings is the retirement joy. So savings usually would comprise of, you should have 6 to 9 months of emergency funds set aside. And that could be cash in your bank account. And this is now, so this formula is on a monthly basis. You get $10,000, you are spending this expenses on needs, wants, and you are saving a portion, $2,000, some portion in the bank, some portion in 401k, and some in IRA 529 HSA, so on. Right. So I have 2,000 fully loaded here, assuming I have 6 to 9 months of emergency already in the bank account. I don't need to add any more. That level can remain as is, 6 to 9 months of income, maybe $60,000 because I have $10,000 of income. So $60,000, $70,000 then the savings account, bank accounts. I'm not going to add more, but I'm going to try my best to max out my 401k or put as much as I can. Now, someone will say 3,000, Nimish, 3,000 is too much. I don't need 3,000. I already have, look, I have $2,000, right? So $2,000 is extra. Like I'm done with all the joys. Maybe I'll add, I'll eat more, $300 for food. And maybe I have a furniture debt of 200. Every month there's a payment going. And I have few channels. So let's say $100. So I still have 1,575 remaining. That could be allocated to this guys, right? So I'm not going to allocate right now because I want to show you the base formula, 50-30-20, right? So here, if you look at the needs, I came up with a mortgage of 3,300. So I want to say, what is the house affordability considering this payment, right? And simple formula, 30-year fixed mortgage. So that is, why is this not moving? Oh, I need to unprotect it. So the password is Ganesh. When you can unlock. So the house affordability So let's say $2,000 the tax. HOI is at $2,000 divided by 12 is 167. PITI is this much, 5% interest rate. My house affordability is 211K. Now this will not fit in Indian house. You want bigger houses. But this is what 50, 30, 20 is saying, because you have to reduce somewhere to have this fun, right? This joy. Because you're gonna spend 3,000, you're gonna do scuba diving, this, that, all that fun. You still look after maxing out all these numbers, still I have 1,500 to use. This is today's joy, right? So we will shuffle the money, right? I'm gonna move some portion here and bump up the house price, house affordability, right? We'll play around. So that's that. And then the other one is, let's say, so now my house price is 211. And I am putting $1,500 each month in 401k and 500 in IRA 529, HS and so on. So considering that after 10 years, I'm 45, right? So at 55, after 10 years, this $1,500 will accrue to 290K, right? And then this $500 each month will accrue to 96,000. So total I will have 387K. So I'm still 55. I'm going to work till say 65. So I have $1 million in 401k, 333K in the investment accounts, IRA and so on. And my house, so if you remember, my house was 211K. That has gone down to, that has increased 5% each year. It comes down to 343K. At 65, it'll be 560K, right? $560,000. So this is considering 50, 30, 20. This is what the picture looks like. Then the next thing is, I use age 45 here. So if using that after 20 years, and I want to work till I'm 65, so then the second step is saying, okay, pick the date, the year you want to retire, which is this, and then put the corresponding house value and investment value. Investment value is this one. Investment value is the IRA, 401k, and so on. That's this guy, $1.3 million. So I put this two guys. I decided, I said 65, I'm going to retire. This is my total value of the house, appreciated house. And this is the investment value. Now I may have, so you are 45 right now, and you may have some amount in your 401k right now because you worked for 10 years or whatever. So let's say you have 250K right now, today in brokerage in Fidelity or Vanguard. That is going to grow for 20 more years at 9%. So you'll have 1.4 million additional accumulation, right? So this 1.4 will add to the monthly payments you're doing towards 401k 529. And so the total, the summary is your house affordability is this much based on your PITI. Your house is appreciated this much at 65. This is the needs, wants, and so on, that proportion. Your future nest egg, so I added, right, the additional investment is this guy, and then this number, the retirement. That comes out to $2.7 million. So $2.7 million cash plus my house value is my net worth. Total net worth is $3.2 million, right? This is based on 50, 30, 20. This is base formula, and we will change this. I'll bump up the house price, don't worry. And then based on 2.7 million, because now this is liquid cash, house you're not gonna sell. Let's say you're gonna stay in the same house, or maybe very likely you're gonna go bigger house. You're gonna withdraw 4%. You're gonna give 20% tax to Uncle Sam. Inflation rate is 2.5. This inflation not used here, but you will have, with a 4% withdrawal, you will have $77,200 each month coming to you, directly landing in your Bank of America checking account. You're withdrawing from your Fidelity. Your Fidelity has said $2.7 million. You're withdrawing 4%, paying the taxes. You're getting $7,298. All right, so that's that. And then, so I summarized the whole thing. This is your budget plan. You get 10,000, 5,000 for needs, 3, 2. Your home affordability is this much. If you want to enjoy the 30% wants, then you have to cut down somewhere. And you are good at retirement savings. So that number is 7,298, as I discussed. Now, this is after 20 years. So what is that number, today's number, right? What is today's number? We don't know is it sufficient or not, right? So you have to incorporate the inflation number. So the inflation, looking at that, is based on inflation, 2.5%, it comes out today's $4,454. So let's reverse your retirement. So at 65, you will have 7,298 is as good as today's $4,454. Plus, you'll get Social Security. Plus, you will get a rental income if you have houses or a pension, right? So this is what you have. So you have to ask yourself, if you paid off your house and cars at 65, if today you are 65 and if you are getting this much money, and if you paid off house, are you okay? Can you survive looking at your lifestyle right now? So 50, 30, 20 is right now telling you, based on your income, based on your proportion, this is what you're going to get. Okay, this is what you're going to get. There are a lot of variables here, and then you can play with that. But so now let's go back and let's say, Nimesh, I don't like, I'm going to use this money towards there. So let's 1575. So let's add 6,500 here. And we will make this 1,500. Let's see if there's a deficit. Okay. So $75 is still extra. So I bumped it up. So now it's the formula is 65, 15, 20. Now budget, my house affordability went up 490K. Right. The assumption is you have an interest rate of 5%. And these are your tax rates. If your tax rate on 500K, I don't think you'll have 24,000 tax. But my guess is maybe 14,000. Then your house will go up. Look, now you can have 645K. Right? Because the mortgage has to fit within this number. So what is that number? What is the mortgage house price that will fit within this? The PITI is this. Now, if you eat a lot, if you have $700 of food and you have fancy cars, $250, and then there are other miscellaneous needs, some special needs, who knows, 200. Then this number is going down and your house price is going down, your house affordability. Right? So now your wants has shrunk. It was 30% before, now it's 15. In my mind, so this is where the desi customization comes in. We don't spend 30%, not most of us. So 1,500 is here. Maybe someone will say, well, you still 1,500 is too much. Maybe I'll just put 200 here. And I hardly do any shopping with clothes, maybe 50 a month. And then furniture, I didn't buy any furniture. So you have 425. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put only $1,000 for the wants, or 925. Wait, 1,025. All right. I'm going to have $1,100 for the wants. And I still have unused $400. Maybe I'll put it here. I'll save more here. And I'll bump up to what is the deficit? 400 more, so 1900. All right, so your 50-30 now became 65, 11, 24. You still have a $500,000 house, which is good, right? And you are putting $1,100 for today's fund. You are still having the cleaning lady. Let's say you reduce, you call her once a month. So 125. I'm gonna say $1,000. There you go. And then I'm gonna put what is the excess? $100. So I'm gonna put 5,600. There you go. So now I have this 580K. Everything's fine. Looks good. And then let's see how much is the accumulation. So again, I said you're 45, 10 plus 20 years. So your total investment is 1.6 million. It accrued to 1.6 million, and your house is 1.5 million. All right, so let's go. So it automatically, I mean, it did all the calculations here. It's referencing those cells. So your house is 580K based on your PITI, availability of PITI numbers. Your house appreciated 1.5 million, 580K became 1.5 in 20 years. Assuming, look, I have a home appreciation rate, 5% every year. And you can change. All the blue cells can be changed. All the blue cells are editable. All right. So 5% appreciation. And so your future is $3 million, 3 million cash, liquid, and 1.5 million of house. Let's say you're not going to sell the house. So your total net worth is 4.5 million. 4% withdrawal. Now withdrawing, your Fidelity has $3 million cash, liquid cash. It could be in 401k, IRA, some portion going for your kids, but I'm generalizing. Say you are, nest egg is this much, cash nest egg, $3 million. 4% of that, giving 20% to Uncle Sam. I have 8,000 now. So I think the earlier number was 7,000, 7,400. 8,000 is today's, again, so now it's 66, 10, 24. 6,600 is going towards need. You have a bigger house, there's no doubt. And then you see here, that is today's 4,889, plus you will get $3,000-4,000 of Social Security. Can you live in this house currently today? Can you live on $7,000 if you have no mortgage and no car payments? That's the question you need to ask. I think you can. $7,000, you can pay house tax, insurance, basic needs, and wants. Well, you will have wants in retirement also. Wants will be different. Now you'll be traveling a lot. But this budgeting will decide how much you will get here. This is that cash flow. And why did I convert to today's dollars? Because it will give you an idea, right? Based on today's lifestyle. You know, is it doable or not? So you can tweak with these numbers. You say you have and honestly, I'm telling you, some of you may not like this Excel because you may have bought a bigger house and more portion is going towards needs. But okay, it has happened, but maybe this could be higher. Your income could be higher. Maybe if it's 12,000, we added 2,000 more. And so your income is going to go up to, 86. And your house almost $1 million. Right? And assuming you were going to have the wants in a bigger house, not more than $1,000. But it's up to you. This is a variable. This is a basic needs. This is whatever is remaining, it uses towards the house. And this is definitely, this is very important. So let's say now I'm going to play a stingy role. All right. So I'm going to say I have 5,000, 10,000. I'm just going to spend only $5,000 towards house, towards needs. So 2850, I have 300K house. And well, 300K house won't have 12, 14,000. My guess is 10,000 will be the tax. And insurance will be 1,500. All right, so now it's 3.5K house, $350,000 house. And I think I have extra 1,600. So I'm going to bump this up to 4,000. So now I'm a saver, right? This is a profile of a guy who saves a lot, who believes in saving a lot, who believes in living within the means, right? And he's saving $4,000 each month. So only 6,000 is going towards needs and wants, right? So now, considering 4,000, so I still have 24. He's putting 2412. Let's say $3,000 here. I still have 500, so I'm going to put 1,000 here. There you go. Let's say he's doing only 500 for kids' education. The remaining he's putting everything in 401k. All right. So now let's see the math here. $2.6 million at the age of 65. So if I go back to the summary slide or sheet, $3.5 million house will become 934K house after 20 years. But he's a good saver. So he has $4 million. And he's going to get $10,000, 860 in the future dollars, which is today's 6,628 plus 4,000, $3,000 to $4,000 of Social Security. So can you live in your house? If you are 65 today, if you paid off your house and your cars, can you live 10,000 on a $10,000? Absolutely, you can. You can. Because your house is not super big. Also, it doesn't need huge maintenance, 350K house. And you have $10,000 of income after tax. After tax. So your house tax and all that was how much? The TI portion was $1,000. $1,000 going towards your tax and insurance. Maybe $3,000 going towards your, well, you have high needs, but this mortgage will be shrunk, right? It will be less. 1,800 will go away. So your $3,200 is your needs. 1,000 is your wants. So 4,200 is your cost. So if you're 65 today, your cost is 4,200. Your income is $10,000. And in 65, you're not going to save for your retirement. That portion is done. People don't save in retirement. People use from the savings, right? So budgeting is very important. You have to decide these categories. And you have to say, okay, this is really a necessity or is it a want? And that if you keep on upgrading Apple Watch every year, it's going into the want. And if you shrunk this wants and put here, then it's going towards house. Or you can relocate here. So this super saver is doing pretty good job because he saved for 20 years, each month 4,000. That's why he had $4 million. That's why he had a huge amount. And let's say the other thing is you're 45 and you may have more than 250K right now. You may have 500K because your style is you are a saver. 500K, you have 2.8 million right here. If you go to the final sheet, you'll have $14,000 in your hand after tax, after 20% tax. Right? 14. Somebody's, can you mute, guys? Let me see if I can mute. Okay, thanks. Right. So 14,000 is after tax. And today's dollar is 8,908 plus 4,000 from Social Security. Talking about $13,000 after tax. You can afford a lawn care guy twice a month. You can have a cleaning lady every week coming, and you can have 3 times outside food. That much big this amount is, assuming you don't have mortgage and car payments. Right? So budgeting is super important, super important. If you're good at this, if you own a house, one should run maintenance. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. That will be part of your needs. Valid question. So Nilay is asking, we should have 1% allocated for us, and I completely agree. I'm going through that right now with this, the winter issue we had. Yeah, those are unexpected. So what I do is, this other miscellaneous needs is something that is suddenly it comes up and it's absolute need. Your trees have fallen down, you have to hire the guy. So I would keep $300. But also one more thing is, you have emergency funds. 6 to 9 months of emergency funds are needed, because that's peace of mind. If you bump up $300, some miscellaneous expense, something breaks, the toilet broke and the grass got messed up, and that expenses will be there. That's why I have this miscellaneous needs. Right?
Hey, Nimesh, not sure about others, but I can see your screen.
You cannot?
No, I can't.
What about you guys?
No, we are able to. The spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have to rejoin, but otherwise it's moving. Yeah.
No, I can see now. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. So this Excel, just by these 3 numbers, it will tell your future. It can get complicated. That's why I blocked it. Right. And most of you are good. I think most of you are good. If step 3, this other investments are there, this will save you. But you need to decide what is that right formula. Once you have that formula, you have to stick with it. So this guy is a huge saver. But if you see, so if you analyze this, he's stingy on wants. He's too much future oriented. I think the right balance is needed. What is that balance? That varies from person to person. So I will give you guys this Excel. And again, this is a guideline, right? Because there's some math, like after tax, this income is after tax. You may be having a pre-tax for 1K. So how do I consider that? So I simplified it that, let's say you are not contributing towards 401k pre-tax. Everything is afterwards, Roth 401k, for example. The other thing is, you may have a employer contribution, which could be, $400, $500 a month. That I could not, add here. But this will give you a basic idea. So the variance will be, 8,900 versus 8,700. That's the variance. But you'll get an idea. So now you guys go back, put your numbers, the current numbers, and you will get an idea. You'll see the holes. And then you will shuffle. And all these categories I just added, and then the catch-all is this. Miscellaneous. So, and you will see the remainder that can be shuffled. The code will tell you if you say over allocate, it will tell you have used extra 200, remove it from somewhere, and you will know where it's extra. And so you change it. Right? So this is a stingy guy. And, if you see his house percentage, So 27% of his income is going towards the house. So debt to income ratio type, but debt to income ratio, they look at gross income. They don't look at after tax income. But you'll get that 27% is going towards the house, 10% is going towards this, 44 here. Questions? You want me to punch in some numbers, experiment? Will this help? Will this be helpful? Or any suggestion to change?
Animesh, one quick question.
Yeah.
So the monthly income, is it pre-tax or
After tax.
after? All right.
Yeah.
Nimish, we get employer contribution as well, and
Yeah.
moreover, so how can we accommodate those figures in this Excel?
I'll give you an idea. So let's say it's tweaking the Excel. Let's say an employer is giving you $400 more every month contributing. Then you put 10,400, right? And then add here 4,400.
Okay.
Right. I mean, you're gonna be playing around. So for 20 years, the employer gave, you have 2.9 million. And your amount went to 9,343. Maybe in the next version, my brain is exploding. It's too much. So, but I'll get an idea. I had to use after tax. This is take home salary. Because this is exactly because every person, the tax rate and the state tax, we don't have state tax in Texas, but someone else could have a state tax and so many other taxes. So I said, whatever you get in your hand, how are you going to break it down by 50, 30, 20? So our saver is this. Now let's say I'm going to reset the $10,000. Let's say I'm going to remove that 400. Okay, I'll do it from here. So let's say we have a spender, guy who spent a good amount of spend. So the other way, right? This guy was saver. The other guy is like one life to live. So he has this, and he said, I want to buy a bigger house. So it's 760K. And it says grocery bill is, so he's done in 500. Utility is fine. Car insurance and all that is fine. Healthcare, maybe 150. So this 10,000 is after healthcare deduction and everything, okay? Because that's pre-tax. This is take home. So he has 818K home. So he's spending more on the house. That's his goal. And for that guy, the number is 9343. The thing is, this variation is not huge because the guy is still putting this big amount here. Wait, I have more. That's what I was like, why is it not the same? There you go. So now he has $2.9 million. So he's putting 2,000, 1,000, so 713, 70, 10, 20.
401k still has the same amount.
Let's see. Yeah. It should have, so 1,500. All right. It should have prompted me. All right. So that's a small bug. So now he has 6,734. Or his nest egg is $4.13 million. Net worth is pretty good with the house. So he has a bigger house. So this is a guy who loves house, a slightly bigger house. So we saw a guy who was a good saver. This is a spender in the house. And the other one says, well, I want to live today's life, which is our 50, 30, 20. This 50, 30, 20 is perfect for someone who wants to enjoy today and okay with a smaller house, and also doing for future. So that guy will get 6,734 today's dollars. A retirement is going to get 11,000, but today's dollar 6,734 plus $4,000 in Social Security, $10,000. Can you survive in $10,000 with no mortgage? Of course you can. Your travel will decide that cost. Your cruises will decide. You are retired. You may buy a Lexus, some luxury vehicle, something Porsche, who knows? That will decide, but those are wants. All right. So most important is $10,000. That's an example I use, but if someone is not making that much, it will be very close. It'll be very tight. So 50, so 4,000, 50, 30, 24. Still have this much remaining. And then 50, 30, 20. So 20 of 1,600. That's only $100. Okay, 50, 30, 20 on $8,000. You have 45. Your house is affordability is this much, but someone will say, I don't want to put $2,400 for my joy. But let's say a balanced formula where he's enjoying today, he's going to get $10,000 in hand after Social Security. So he's enjoying today and in retirement. His house appreciation is less because he had a smaller house. 2.4, 2.5, 240, 260K, 259K. All right. So that's budgeting with tadka. I mean, you got to tweak this and, customize to your Indian way. Any questions? Let's see. Mukesh, you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see. It's really helpful, Nimish. I really appreciate, because I'm just starter for the budgeting, and yeah, I did my budgeting for this year, but this will helpful to me more, I believe, by readjusting all the percentage of buckets,
Yeah.
and yeah, I can make more better.
Budgeting will give you a glimpse, and budgeting will tell you you're not saving enough. And it will tell you, oh,
That's true.
you're putting more money on the clothes on these three categories, for example. So budgeting will bring you back on path. And then if you follow 1 year straight, it'll become a habit. Remember, your salary will increase too. This is assuming flat.
Mm-hmm.
Your salary will also increase. But I have added the inflation factors on this. But your salary, 8,000 right now, after 5 years, it could be 12. Right? Or if your wife is not working, suddenly she started working, household income will increase. So those factors those variables I could not add here. Okay, so this is this. I'll attach this Excel in the group. And one more is that India thing. So I don't know if Kunal is here, Vinod is here. We were discussing that in the group. Okay. All right.
Had one person